Good morning, everyone, or should I say good afternoon, everyone. Only those on the eastern coast and central standard daylight time. I mean, welcome to the stream. For those of you just tuning in, my name is Marlon, and well, actually, we're all just getting started right now. This is the start of the stream. So how you guys doing right now? Okay, so hold on, let me change things up a little. Okay. So, what are we doing right now? Okay, so I did say that we were going to do Kingdom Hearts yeah, right now, as I said last night, but unfortunately, something did come up because apparently I'm needed at around 2 o'clock, which means that I'm not going to be able to give you guys a 2 hour stream right now. I'm only going to give you 1 hour, but we will play Kingdom Hearts today. But it'll be from 6 to 8 p.m. And well, right now we're just going to talk about the weather and see what we got. But all I know, folks, is that apparently it comes to my attention that remember when I said remember when I showed you guys the snow throughout the northeastern part of the country? Well, I've been thinking about going a little further into that, but let's just say that I'm gonna pick my own brain and see what I can find. As we know it, folks, live on air. I mean, I'm not gonna rush too much on this. I mean, I am just gonna talk mainly about the weather and such. But right now, all I can say is that I just can't wait to show you guys what I got. Just need to fix up on some things, folks. Pardon me. Okay, so you're seeing right now the current radar throughout the United States of America, the contiguous part of the United States of America. And what you're seeing is mainly precipitation, lots and lots of precipitation throughout the northern half of the country. But let's start off with the Northeast, shall we? Now, this is the one in particular that I've been interested in because at this time of year, we don't often get some severe winter weather throughout this part of the country, or at least at this time of year. I mean, we do, but it's just that not this late in the spring. So, what's going on right now? Well, for one thing, we do have some rain throughout much of Maine and some snow that's turned to rain throughout the past 3 hours. But there's still snow on the ground, and as well, rather was on the ground, and some of it is in the form of snow in the western portion of Maine, and New Hampshire also experiencing some snow as well, but may change to rain. But Vermont, most of that snow has turned to rain, and upstate New York also still has some snow left, particularly in the Catskills region. But so far, things are quite hectic now, and in my part of New York State, well, the New York City area, the tri-state area, we do have some showers moving in towards Long Island, just bands of which moving onshore towards places like Islip, towards Hempstead, Smithtown, Oyster Bay, West Babylon, Bethpage, Northport, and Long Beach. And they're all moving towards the New York City area and towards Connecticut, Bridgeport, Norwalk, Stamford, and the snow in New Jersey. That's still a thing here. But though I do want to go a little further into the whole thing, so let's turn on to the National Weather Service, the local National Weather Service office, and we're gonna change things up to, let's see, to here, right? Oh wait, actually, to winter weather. Okay, so this is what we got. Okay. Well, so far, folks, it's just mostly clouds, the gray area, but there's also some rain. Bands of which moving towards the New York City area right here, right? And as for snow, hold on. Yeah, I do see some rain throughout northwestern New Jersey and places like Sussex County, New Jersey. But keep in mind, I still, even though I, as a Long Islander, I could tell you, there's a lot of counties I don't often memorize in New Jersey. But let's just say that I know Sussex County because that's where you find a lot of wilderness there of all the counties in the Garden State. I mean, so far this is a winter radar map, a winter weather radar. It's not quite accurate, folks, but I'm going to switch things around right now. See if I can try to get something out of this. This is short range reflectivity. Yeah, hold on. Okay, short range reflectivity. So what does that mean? Well, I mean, so far, we've been getting some precipitation here in Wantage and Montague Township, and as well as other parts of the upper Delaware Valley to the eastern side, and then down towards Trenton. And hold on just a minute, folks. Alright, I'm back. So sorry about that, folks, but background noise has been a common problem because of where I live. But regardless, some spotty showers throughout the New York City area. We've been getting radar from Newark's Liberty Airport. And elsewhere in New Jersey, not much going on. I mean, there is some snow, but I can't really make much of things. I could try the long range radar, but I don't know. What good would that do, right? I mean, it does give me an indication that there are plenty of precipitation throughout this part of the state, and as well as western Long Island. And let's not forget about here in upstate New York. Let me turn to the National Weather Service in Binghamton. Switch to winter weather radar. I mean, mostly it's just rain for the most part. I mean, you can't really make much out of this, to be honest. Okay. What about here? Well, I mean, so far it's only just rain. Well, I'm not too satisfied, folks. Not really too satisfied because I would require a little more detail about things. It's not quite reliable. I mean, in contrast to, like, let's say using this. This is reflectivity. Because, well, with this, the MRMS, it does detect snow throughout the Catskills and as well as Sussex County and as well as the Poconos right here. But it's only fair to point out that the best way you can rely on this is with local observers. Like, for example, ordinary people going outside, seeing what is going on outside. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is it sleeting? Is it freezing raining? You know, all that jazz. Well, that's that you can turn to for a better reliance on what's going on the ground. But From what I see outside, is that it is quite slushy outside. Well, not slushy. It's quite wet. It's raining. It's not even close to snow though, because of the warm ocean breeze that you get, which uh, fluc- tends to moderate the temperatures throughout our area, which means we do get some warmer temperatures, but unlike those in inland, they get really cold temperatures from up north. What else is there? Well, let's just play the radar right now just to give you guys a better look. Okay, so of course the I-87 corridor, especially from Albany to Maine, it's quite cold, but yeah, since this morning. But all of that has transitioned to rain. But the Catskills and the Poconos are still dealing with some snow, and much of the snowfall accumulation that was there since last night or yesterday. In places like New Jersey, Hudson Valley, as well as Connecticut, and as well as the Poconos. Those snowfall accumulations could come back to haunt them, since it's going to transition to rain, and much of that snow could melt. But other than that, we'll probably get back to a little bit of self-investigation about what's going on. Why is it at this time does this system would cause some snow in the first place? Well, right now, all I can talk about is that there's going to be rain throughout places like the Finger Lakes and the Adirondacks, and as well as the other parts of Pennsylvania. They're dealing with snow just outside the Poconos, as well as what I see is moving towards Dutch country, or rather Amish country, as I should say. Sorry about the whole um, misunderstanding part. But either way, the Chesapeake Bay is going to experience some showers throughout the area, especially on the western side of the outskirts of Washington, D.C., and as well as the Delmarva Peninsula and southern New Jersey, dealing with some rain as well, with low pressure just off the coast of Cape May, and as well as off the Delaware coastline, with an occluded front, and as well as a warm front, then followed by a cold front that'll swing towards Florida, well, or rather Brunswick, Georgia. And what appears to be another cold front just south of the Florida Keys. Well, they're still dealing with some showers and storms, but that is not the case because there are no showers and storms. It's just off the coast. But there are some showers just off of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. But in terms of the direction of winds, well, my guess, okay, so it goes like this, this, and this, and as well as we do have winds going like this, and this, and then moving like this, and this. So, in other words, it's like we do have a really good amount of cold and moist air moving in from places like the Canadian Maritimes that may have influenced this system that we have here, a low pressure area just off the coast of the Delmarva Peninsula. That's what's going on. In the south, all is quiet so far, other than the storms offshore. In the Midwest, we do have some showers moving in towards places like Minnesota, parts of North Dakota. And yet there was snow 3 hours ago, just located on the western side of Lake Superior, moving in towards Houghton. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, But regardless, it moved towards the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and with all of the showers that have been going on that throughout the Dakotas, it moved. Didn't mean to do that. It moved eastward like this. Yeah, I do see some wintry mix on the western tip of Lake Superior. Let's take a look. Okay, cold air start moving in, and then you have some snow located on that part of Lake Superior. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Okay, there you go. Right there. Snow showers. Yeah, apparently there is freezing air that's making its move in that part of the country, or that part of the Great Lakes region. As I said, we do have showers. Elsewhere in the Midwest, all is clear with the exception of some spotty showers throughout places like Sioux Falls, as well as northern Iowa and in the southern portion of Minnesota. All this, it's because you do have areas of low pressure right around here, just southeast of Pierre and northeast of Cheyenne. It's moving towards the east, wind-wise. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is what my thoughts are right now. Okay. There we go. Okay. So this is what's going on right now. Yeah, I'm drawing a lot of scribbles right now. But elsewhere in the country, there are some, what I'd say, it's just mostly dry weather throughout the southwest half of the west. And as for the northwest part of the country, there are some scattered showers and some snow showers and mixture throughout Yellowstone National Park. It's quite cold there, and some have transitioned to rain already due to the diurnal heating, which means daytime heating. And also there's some snow throughout the Bitterroot Mountains. It's moving towards Missoula, Montana right now. Well, I gotta say, folks, there's a lot going on in terms of wintry weather at this time of year. I mean, there are rain showers throughout the rest of Montana, and especially northern Idaho, dealing with near Boise, spotty showers, and snow showers throughout the northern portions of Idaho. And we do have some moisture moving in towards places like Astoria, Oregon, the peninsula in Washington State, and you do have some snow showers moving in to places like Seattle, but towards the Cascades. I mean, as you can see, folks, all that rain has transitioned to snow because of the uplifting there is going on as warm, moist air from Puget Sound starts moving upwards and crosses the rain-snow line somewhere in the Cascades. Not only in terms of on the map, but also in height as well. So, which is why all that rain starts transitioning to snow. Oh boy, there's a lot of tongue twists. But I'd say things are quite messy right now in terms of the weather in the northern half of the United States. But let's take a look at the reasons why there is all of this going on. But before I can do that, I'm just going to play the whole satellite radar right now. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. There's a storm here. Right there. Then I'm going to transition to, let's say, upper level water vapor imagery. So all that moisture is moving in towards from Southern California all the way up to the Dakotas and the upper Mississippi Valley. It's going to bring in some moisture in places, as I mentioned, in, let's say, Wyoming, Montana, and the Dakotas. This is all just in the past few hours, folks. Now let's take a look at the infrared. Let's see. Well, yeah, as you can see, folks, all of this has faded, but yet there's still moisture. And it's all because you do have the type of heating that exits the ground. Because during the nighttime, like after, let's say, the ground gathers heat, like all that is released into the atmosphere during the evening. But once daylight breaks, then more heating starts arriving, which means the ground starts absorbing. But however, it does indicate that there are clouds throughout the area, throughout the East Coast, as well as the west, parts of the west as well, and the northern plains. What is that? The natural color. But I want to see the red waves because the difference between the blue and the red visible satellite images is that blue tends to go deeply through the clouds. Whereas red just bounces back as soon as it hits the top portion of the clouds. But with the blue, it gives you an indication how deep the clouds are from space. It's quite different. I mean, it's kind of looks like it's gray. What if you turn to blue? Not so gray. Well, the reason why they're called blue and red, it's because the blue waves are actually have much shorter waves, which means more frequency, which means that like it has a lot more energy for in terms of the waves in contrast to, let's say, red waves, which are long waves, which they're not as energetic as blue waves. And what's next? Well, I've already covered the basic stuff, but Of course, it is 1:25 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, but however, the show must go on. I mean, I do have some explanation to do in terms of why we're getting this in the first place. Let's see. Let's get to it. Okay, so this is not what I wanted to do. I mean, I know this is the model and that it's meant for future casts, but I also want to check what's going on with 700 millibars right now. I mean, keep in mind this was done about a few hours ago, and this was the initial, or rather, the second hour of what the model would look like at that time, which was 4 hours ago. Sorry about that. Need to stretch. So now, as you can see, there is dip in the jet stream right now. I mean, given that we do have really cold temperatures throughout this part of the country, which does tend to explain why we do have some cold air, freezing air that started moving in. But I did mention, like, over throughout the past few streams, like since probably Tuesday, that I did talk about like, oh no, like in the next few days the temperatures are going to get really, really, really cold, and boy have they. You have warm temperatures on this side of the wave right there. Now, what's next in terms of my explanation? Well, it's not it, folks. It's not it. What I mean is that we're just gonna go back. Well, I can't go further back, actually. I mean, I could, but I don't know what difference would it make. Hold on a moment. I'm gonna check the global models right now. See if the European model would say anything. Nope. GFS model. So yeah, folks, I gotta tell you, this is awkward for me. So this was projected from yesterday's run, which went like this. Now, why is the temperature like that, you ask, folks? Well, this is a 700 millibar temperature map, folks. I mean, the thing is that the difference between the temperature at the surface and the 700 millibars is that 700 millibars or anywhere in terms of the barometric height pressure, like let's say 600, 500 millibars, it tends to get a lot colder. But with this app, I'm only allowed to go as far as 700 millibars. But I do want to show you guys what I got. Okay, so this is 3D. Alright. Yeah. Although I do want to show you guys the thing called a dynamic tropopause, which is 2 PVUs, which means that's 2 potential vorticity units. It helps me give me a more better insight on where the stratosphere is, and also where, and also the indication that there's a lot of cold air that's been moving in towards places like the Northeast as well. But so far, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I'm just not seeing it, folks. But, sorry about that. Now, what's next? Now, am I really going to talk about what's the weather going to be like for today? Of course I do. Of course I do. I will do that in 15 minutes. It's just that I want to give you guys the current conditions right now. This is what we got, folks. Yeah, this is for the next few days. All right. Let me try to test this tool. Didn't mean to do that. No, 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 I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Oh. Yeah, I'm just playing around, folks. Pardon me for that. Alright, so anyway, let's just see what we got. So let's just take care of business with starting with what we got in terms of the temperature right now. So I would say, even though it is 2Z, which means that 2 p.m. Zulu time, which means that could be, let's see, about 10 in the morning, but that's not what we're looking for right now. See, I would say, well, let's just keep it at 17Z, because that's the time right now. Ah, this is not what I meant to do. So right now, folks, let's start off in the Northeast, where there's still freezing temperatures throughout portions of New England, and as well as Rockland County in no, Orange County in New York, in upstate New York, and as well as West Milford, New Jersey. But other than that, temperatures are in the upper 30s to low 40s. But you go further down south to places like Washington, D.C., where temperatures are around the upper 40s to low 50s. But, however, just about a few miles down the road, towards Richmond, there are temperatures. No, actually, you go further south towards North Carolina, and you experience temperatures in the 60s. However, the Appalachian Mountains in places like West Virginia, they will be dealing with near freezing temperatures in the mountains. But in places like Charleston, there are temperatures in the 50s. So it's a huge contrast because of the elevation in parts of West Virginia. And then all of that temperatures in the low 40s will stop right near the Tennessee North Carolina border. Then you have warm, mild temperatures throughout the southeast, yet really warm temperatures throughout Florida. Temperatures in the 80s in the Keys, but it gets really hot once you head west in the south. And boy, the temperatures reach the triple digits, as you can see, folks. Located in the western part of Texas, so western Oklahoma, western Kansas, and as well as southwestern Nebraska and eastern Colorado, and as well as much of New Mexico and southern Arizona, but some areas may experience triple-digit temperatures. In the Midwest, we do have mild conditions of temperatures in the 50s and 60s, particularly in Chicago, dealing with temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. But then you have Ohio dealing with temperatures that are around the low 40s in Cleveland. But in Cincinnati, it's quite huge, a major contrast with temperatures in the upper 50s. And then you have Michigan dealing with temperatures that are in the upper 50s to low 60s and the 50s throughout the upper portion of Michigan, lower 60s in the western part, but also the eastern part of upper Michigan. Yeah, temperatures are in the 40s. But so far, folks, what I am not getting is that the temperatures there don't really equate to what's going on the ground, or at least that's what I saw on radar. I mean, I did see that there were some freezing temperatures, but it didn't really make any sense, to be honest with you folks. Yet, there is plenty of warmth throughout the Great Plains region right now, as you can see. But in the Pacific Northwest, some areas, scattered parts of the Northern Rockies, dealing with near freezing to freezing temperatures, especially Missoula, Butte, Helena, and the Bitterroot Mountains, and especially on the leeward side of the Cascades. Some areas may experience temperatures as low as 34 degrees or even below freezing, and others like Spokane or even Kennewick experiencing temperatures up to 60 degrees, but the Cascades is still filled with somewhat below freezing temperatures, to be honest with y'all. But however, coastal portions of the Pacific Northwest would be dealing with mild temperatures, but in the peninsula they're dealing with freezing temperatures. Central Valley, California, dealing with temperatures that are in the upper 70s to low 80s. In the desert, it gets really hot, especially once you leave Los Angeles and head for Vegas. That's what's going on, folks. Now let's take a look at the dew point. The dew point, you're seeing let me just change things up. Yeah, there's a lot of humidity throughout the coastal portion of Texas. A little bit of moisture throughout the coastal portions of the Gulf Coast of Florida. But there's a lot of moisture to go around throughout the southern plains and a little bit throughout the rest of the plains in the Mississippi Valley. But plenty of moisture that's still lingering throughout the East Coast. Very dry weather throughout the West, with the exception of coastal California, like Los Angeles, dealing with relative humidity of around, let's say, 55 degrees, but more moist throughout places like Oceanside and San Diego, and the Central Valley of California also dealing with moisture and slight moisture throughout the Pacific Northwest, and as well as Montana, and as well as southern Idaho. But let's take a look at the sustained winds. Sustained wind-wise, we do have strong winds in the waters, but yet only throughout the South Shore, especially in Brooklyn, they're dealing with sustained winds of up to 20 miles per hour. But in places like the Great Plains and western Texas, dealing with the greater sustained winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour. And places like the Great Basin and northern Arizona, like the Grand Canyon, dealing with sustained winds of up to 30 miles an hour. And places like Yellowstone, various amounts, various wind speeds throughout Yellowstone with up to 30 miles an hour wind speed. Northern Colorado and as well as southern Wyoming, but in southern Idaho they're dealing with winds. There are various, but as high as like 45 to 50 miles per hour. And on the leeward side of the Cascades, in some parts of the Cascades, dealing with sustained winds of up to 40 miles per hour, especially Lewiston, and especially on the banks of the Columbia River Valley, and as well as other parts of Oregon to the east. And let's not forget about strong sustained winds right between Lancaster and Barstow, California. You know, for a moment there, I thought it said 21 Pilots, but it's actually 29 Palms. I don't know why there's a town named there, but all I know is that, from what I've heard, is that Coachella is being played at Joshua Tree National Park, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know much about Coachella, but either way, I'd say they do have some, somewhat windy conditions in a place called Desert Hot Springs, but elsewhere near Indio, not much. But I'm just gonna check the temperature. But it's quite hot in Coachella. Dew point, nothing to brag about. Wind gust, strong winds. Just to the northwest, and as well as anywhere outside of LA. With winds of gusty winds of up to 40, 45 miles per hour. And the Sierra Nevadas dealing with wind gusts of up to like 40 miles per hour. The coastal parts anywhere north of LA is considered windy with wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour, especially in San Francisco. San Francisco is dealing with gusts of up to 25 miles per hour, but up points north. Up the coast, dealing with the 30 plus miles per hour of gusts. But in Eureka, as well as areas surrounding which, in the coastal portions, dealing with winds of up to 50 miles per hour. And going up north, the wind values go down in terms of gusts, down to about up to 30 miles per hour. But on the leeward side of the Cascades, there are various amounts of wind gusts, and some could reach past 60 miles an hour, up to 70 in some areas, especially the southern portion of Idaho and the Bitterroot Mountains, and as well as places like the Great Basin, the Rocky Mountains, dealing with various amounts of wind gusts, and the Grand Canyon, northern half of Arizona, and as well as the eastern portion of New Mexico, dealing with up to 30 miles per hour worth of winds. Plenty of winds, gusty winds throughout the Great Plains in western Texas, up to 40 miles per hour. The Northeast, up to 30 miles per hour in some areas, particularly in the coastal portions and the city parts of the Northeast, like Boston, New York, Philly. Washington is, it's mostly gusty, up to 30 miles per hour to the west of the city. New Jersey dealing with up to 25, Connecticut up to 30, Massachusetts up to 30, and as well as Rhode Island. And Mount Washington, Mount Washington, if you know what I mean, up to 35, but could be higher. Well, enough with the gusts. Now let's see what we got in terms of precipitation totals. Well, folks, there's not much in terms of rain, but there is plenty of rain throughout the capital region of New York State, like Albany, dealing with about a quarter inch of rain. Southern Vermont up to half an inch, and then a quarter inch from southern New Hampshire all the way towards let me see, yeah, places like Rockland, Maine, up to Bucksport, Maine. Yeah, the southern coastal portion of Maine dealing with a quarter inch worth of rain, as well as places like Cape Cod dealing with a quarter inch of rain, and New Jersey and the Poconos as well. And as we move towards the west, we do have a quarter inch of rain throughout, and traceable amounts of rain throughout the Bitterroot Mountains and the Northern Rockies, and as well as the front range of the Cascades with no more than a quarter inch of rain. And let's take a look at the snowfall totals. So far, we've only had probably up to about 2 inches, but in some areas 6, depending on where, depending on the local reports there. But it's better to consult them rather than just me, because I'm just the messenger. I mean, your best bet is to find your local National Weather Service and many local observers, like ordinary citizens, who would tell you how, or your own judgment from, let's say, you go outside and measure the amount of snow that's been accumulated in your backyard or whatever. That's when the data like yours become more reliable than this. We do have about at least 4 inches of snow throughout northern New England, as well as parts of the Catskills. And as we move towards the west, the Bitterroot Mountains and Northern Rockies dealing with various amounts of snow, as high as about 6 inches of snow, and as high as 3, 5, 6 inches of snow in parts of the Cascades. Whew, that's a lot to talk about the weather in just 1 hour. Well, let's go back to the models. Talk about the 3-day forecast. But I'm actually going to do it like twice. This is the first time. Oh boy. Oh boy. But I might as well give a shorter version of the 3-day forecast for you folks, and then we'll go a little bit more into detail right around the second half of the stream, which starts from 6 o'clock and ends at 8 p.m. So you better stay tuned to that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to give you guys a shortened version of what I got for the forecast. This is for, no wait, I was going to do here. Yeah, this is tonight. This is what we got for tonight. The jet stream looks like this, right? Still have some cold air moving in right here, and some warm air right here, and as well as cold air right here. I mean, lately we've had some cold air, but however, it only dipped down just past the point where it passed through the Great Plains region, which explained why there was no severe weather, or rather, not much severe weather, I should say, throughout the South and the Great Plains region. But however, there was some flooding, some reports from what I've heard. But as we move towards, let's say, by tomorrow night, we do have this shape of the jet stream that looks like this, as well as this. So now you know that like all of this, it's all because you have two jet streams that may have led like really cold air moving into the northeast, which did give us snow in the first place. I mean, along the way, like I tend to explain things in shorter phases and tell you guys later on, and then you guys figure out like, oh no, the whole thing is actually like this, where I'm like, okay, at one point I would say, oh, okay, so this is what's the reason why, and then another time it's like, oh, it's also this one, and now you put them all together, and later on you realize, oh wow, so that's exactly how it happened. Well, most of the time. Hold on a moment, folks. I'm getting a call right now. Please bear with me. All right, folks, it turns out that I'm not going to be able to finish my forecast after all. I'm so sorry about that, folks, but apparently I got to go. Yeah, I mean, remember when I said that I was going to stream probably, up until 2 o'clock? Well, this is we're almost close to it anyway. So as we move forward in time towards here, by Monday, we do get we will get dry weather here. I'd say wet weather here, but that's very iffy. Possibly here, like there could be some wet weather, but it's highly doubtful though. Finally, on Tuesday, we do have another system right here. But like I said, folks. Well, actually, but so far things are up in the air. But all I can say is, folks, is that well, I am going to finish off the weather discussion in the second half of the stream. But until then, love you guys. I'll see you at 6 to 8 p.m. For Kingdom Hearts. Hopefully we'll beat the dragon. And then after that, whether if we succeed or not, we will continue with the forecast. And as well as the weather discussion like I was supposed to do right now. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Oh, and weather topic of the day. Let's, before we go, I do want to give you guys the weather topic of the day. So the weather topic of the day is cold air damming. Cold air damming, sometimes called the wedge, in quote, is a meteorological phenomenon where a high pressure system is wedged against a mountain range, trapping a cold air on the eastern side, leading to colder, cloudy, and potentially wet conditions. But as of today, this is not the case. Today is not the case for cold air damming as we speak. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys at 6 o'clock p.m. for Kingdom Hearts and a better weather discussion as well. And until then, love you guys. See you later. Signing out.